show. Welcome to episode 456 of Drunk Treasures Podcast. And as always, I'm Tyler, and joining me with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Dude, what's up? Fucking game time. That's what's up. I gotta admit, man.
It's game time.
With work week being done and over with, what I'm thinking of right now is finishing up the playthrough of a game that I've been working upon the past week. I've already beat it once, but I wanted to get this done.
Girls.
What's up?
Cam girls.
No. No. None of those type of games. Anyway, when it comes to video game stuff, I mean, we pretty much have like a lot of like light news here and there for this week, but in regards to actual gameplay stuff, I mean, I've played a fair amount. Tyler, I think you've played a fair amount.
Yes.
You would say?
Yeah.
Oh boy, but at the same time and stuff, it's like, it's one of those times right now, it's just that crux before Extra Life, to where I feel like that I don't want to overplay too much because I don't want to exhaust myself coming into that day, but at the same time, I want to try to give myself a rest for like maybe a week before going and on that day itself. So that way I'm more keen to go through. It's like, okay, I'm going to play this shit, I'm going to play that shit, I'm going to go through and do whatever I want to do with that day. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Kind of a little bit tired because of the day ahead, but Extra Life's coming.
Yes.
For those that are listening in right now, we do have an additional Extra Life, like special episode. Just give you a little bit of preps, a little bit of tips, advice by Tyler as well as myself. So
yeah.
Obviously listen to that if you want to try to get into this action.
Yes. Yeah. We recorded that. We just got done recording that one. That will probably be coming out sometime next week. It won't replace our weekly show. It'll just be like a mid episode. It's kind of like an evergreen kind of podcast what I'm looking at, where people like, there's a lot of people, if you just, people want to, because you don't really see a lot out there for like tips and tricks. I feel like too much for Extra Life. We try to always give them out on our the podcast. And instead of like taking up a huge chunk of our main podcast, cause some people maybe just, I don't know, for some reason they don't want to hear it, or they just want to listen to us talk about everything else, which fine, whatever. Just figure make it its own thing, and maybe people don't want to hear us talk about video games and don't want to listen to us ramble, but they want tips and tricks for Extra Life.
Right.
There you go. So it's just best of both worlds. We broke it out, made its own thing. That'll be coming out like probably, I think, like I said, sometime next week. I think is a plan. So keep an eye out for that one if you're interested in it. But yeah, Gables, Dad. Speaking of Extra Life, we're that time of year, so we're gonna talk about it every week. But for people that maybe just don't know or whatever, it is a wonderful charity that we do every year. This is my 10th year. I keep saying my 11th year, but I looked it up. It's actually my 10th. Sorry for that. This is Gables' 9th year. And wonderful thing we do, it's November 6th is game day. That's the day Gables keeps mentioning. Extra-life.org is a website, but it's a wonderful charity where we raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. You could pick any hospital that you want in Canada or not North America, but Canada or the United States. And all the money, and you can have people donate to you, friends, family, and all the money that we raise will go to those hospitals. 100% of it. We don't pocket any of it. Nobody pockets any of it besides the hospitals. So I'm doing the Iowa City one. Gables is doing Seattle. If you're interested at all in donating to us, we'd really appreciate it. In our show notes, you'll find a link to be able to do that. Just a couple clicks away to do that. But if you don't want to, or maybe you want to sign up for yourself or tell somebody about it, that's even better. I'd rather have us talking about it and creating 10 people to do their own thing than one person donating to us is way better. That's more money for the kids. That's more money to help out people that really, really need it, especially the last couple of years. They need it more now than ever. So yeah, really cool thing. Like I said, November 6th. So we are 3 weeks away as of right now of doing this. So in 3 weeks, Gables, we will be well into our game day. So I am like getting chills and all tingly just thinking about it. It is my favorite day of the year. So yeah, just I can't wait. I cannot wait. Plus I got that Monday and Tuesday off afterwards. So
there you go.
But it's really not even like a 4-day weekend. It's just like Monday and Tuesday is my weekend because the weekend will be the Saturday and Sunday will be lost to Extra Life and recovering from said Extra Life. But yeah, like Gables, like we were in that time of year we talk about it all the time where feels like you don't always get both. You don't always get a lot of juicy news, and you don't always get a ton of games to play. You usually get either or. Personally, I think for us, we'd much rather have games to play than games to talk about.
That's very true.
Or news to talk about, I should say, because we're going to be talking about games, but instead of having a bunch of as much as I love E3, I'd rather have some cool games to play than just talk about a bunch of cool games that we got to see. Um, but let's just jump into a little bit of the news that we do have this week. Here, first up, this is brand new stuff here. DC Fandom was today as of recording on Saturday. It was like a 5 hour long event. It was mostly about the TV and movie side of things. We got to see like for the first look at Black Adam with The Rock.
Okay.
Sneak peek for the Flash movie. A bunch of other stuff, like a bunch of the DC TV shows they got going on. So a lot of cool stuff. There's the Batman trailer came out today. That movie looks like a lot of movies. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm actually really excited for some of these DC movies coming out soon. Yeah. The big thing though was kind of like last year at DC Fandom they finally revealed Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League and Arkham Knights. Two games that we have been leaked and we knew about, but we got new trailer. We got trailers last year. Last year with Gotham Knights, they revealed it. They did like a teaser trailer, and then they showed like a bunch of gameplay. Suicide Squad, we just kind of had like a teaser, like a minute long all CGI trailer. This time around, Suicide Squad, we didn't get any gameplay, but we got like they really dove into like the story, and we got a lot of cutscene stuff. And Arkham Knights, we got kind of also this kind of same thing, a lot of cutscenes and basically a movie trailer for this. But Gables, you see it. What was your thoughts on Suicide Squad and Arkham Knights?
Okay, for both of those trailers, I pretty much have the same opinion in regards to each other. So it's like I love the concept of both of the games. For Suicide Squad, going through and like taking on like an evil like Justice League in that regards, or like the Justice League members look like they're being taken control or just completely just submitted to their dark side of their personalities and stuff like that, and you're tasked to go through and take them out. I like that concept with like this group of like anti-heroes, quintessentially they are, with Harley Quinn, with like Deathstroke and stuff like that, and
Deadshot,
Deadshot, yeah.
Captain Boomerang,
Captain Boomerang, yes, and like
then King Shark.
King Shark, okay, yes. For the life of me, I don't keep track of a lot of the recent like DC stuff, or a lot of the comic stuff. All I know is like maybe
I've just seen the movies, so that's all. That's why I know about them. So.
But I love the conceptual trailer for that. I love the conceptual trailer for Gotham Knights because it's essentially happened to reference of like this owl organization, quintessentially. I think it was kind of funny throughout that trailer and stuff. You have to mention it as like this society or something like that. This like pretty much almost like a giant cult or something like that. That's in the underbelly of Gotham City and stuff. To where it's like Commissioner Gordon and Batman couldn't keep them in line. Essentially of that. But
and they're
like,
dead now.
And they're both passed, obviously.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty funny. All of a sudden, just get flashes to like an image or something like this, so this hideout or something like that. All these owls everywhere, like owl statuettes, like owls this, and I'm like, woohoo, woohoo.
It's just a bunch of hoo-hoots from Pokemon.
Oh, that actually would have made that trailer a lot more interesting. He was like, woohoo.
Woohoo. Fucking, I didn't realize Batman's in the Gen 2 universe. What the fuck's
Oh my
going on?
god, the Gen 2 universe. But even though the conceptual trailers and stuff looked interesting in that regards, and the idea behind the story, the plot and stuff, we didn't really see too much gameplay, if any at all, for either of those trailers. I mean, granted, we haven't seen anything gameplay wise from like the Suicide Squad game, and we've seen like a year ago, a little over a year ago, in regards to the Gotham Knights before it was delayed. But it looked fairly interesting, I thought.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Tyler?
So it's kind of funny. Like Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy are kind of in the same thing.
Yep.
Especially recently with Suicide Squad, where like the new movie just came out with James Gunn, who directed both Guardian movies and now the new Suicide Squad movie. And all are fantastic. All of these things I didn't know anything about until the movies. And obviously we're super pumped for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
game coming out in just a week and a half now. Holy
Wow.
crap! Can't wait for that.
That's even for Extra Life.
But yeah, like,
Shit.
it's funny. It's like we're yeah right. And we're both super excited for that, but also it's like um, the Guardians of the Galaxy game is like taking a lot of the things that we love about the movies into the incorporating into the game with the music and the comedy and just I mean they're basically doing their version of the movie and like the Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy did the same thing and I mean I know the Suicide Squad's always and like both of these have always been lighthearted and kind of funny but it's like they are very much incorporating the things like because obviously most people didn't know what these things were until the movies and like the new Suicide Squad and stuff like that definitely you know the movie as and you see this game it's like you almost feel like this is like the game like someone made a movie game kind of thing of what you would like old school like PS2 era when like Spider-Man movie come out so you get the game version of it.
Yep.
That's kind of what you're feeling, but it's like a good big budget version of it. And I mean with that trailer, like I said, we like didn't get a lot of gameplay, but I love the vibes that it's given off. I'm loving the comedy, like I'm loving the characters, like um I can't wait to see the gameplay of it because like the rumor about the Squad one is it's a live service game, which that would be the biggest bummer to me is if that's the case because I feel like this game could be incredible to play and maybe do some co-op stuff, but like I hope to God it's not like a division, excuse me, like a Marvel Avengers or like a Destiny or anything like that because I just want to have a good time with these characters and like I just want basically what the Guardians of the Galaxy game is doing. I kind of want to do that. Hopefully, obviously, we don't know if that Guardians of the Galaxy game is gonna be any good, but if they can make just do that, but it'd be awesome. That'd be great.
Right.
Rather than have a live service stuff because I don't want another. You know, Marvel Avengers. I think the campaign is good, but it's like they made a good campaign, but it's like held down by the live service stuff, and I just don't want that. But what we saw, I was way more excited than I was. I thought the teaser trailer we had was like made me interested. Obviously, I've always been a person that said don't get super pumped for these. Like I always hate these CGI trailers to reveal a game, especially the ones where it's like doesn't really show you like doesn't really give you the vibe, doesn't tell you what's going on. It's just kind of like you know when you know it's like but last year's was better because it actually had the cutscene like interact with the characters. But it was like some of those like I remember like people going nuts over like the original like Killzone CGI trailer or the
Oh yeah.
Gears CGI trailer where it's just the you know Marcus Phoenix running through a field shooting guys. It's like what are we getting excited about here? Or what's the or Sunset Overdrive? People going nuts. The first time we just got a CG trailer for it, and it's like we don't even know what the fuck this game is. It's just a guy fucking skating around shooting shit, shooting zombies. What the fuck are we getting excited for? This looks like every goddamn game. And I mean, game came out. Obviously, they did pretty well, but whatever. Anyways, I'm going on a different whole rant here. Um, yeah, but I'm both of these. I'm coming away feeling pretty good about it. Like Gotham Knights, like we did get gameplay for it last year. Gables and I rewatched that from just before we started recording because just kind of refresh my memory. And like I remember like at the time like talked about this and feeling that way where like it felt like the Assassin's Creed team made a Batman game, which could be really cool because I like playing those games. The biggest issue with those games is just the Ubisoft bloat of those games. So if they could find a really good way of like of doing the like because like I said, technically those games are really good, really fun to play. They just too much content and other crap bogs it down, and if they could just find a really good balance of like we're gonna do the Assassin's Creed thing, but we're not gonna have too much crap going on. Because I think that story sounds really cool and interesting. Like I don't know anything about Quarter Owls, but like people that know about it are really pumped for this. Like they love this storyline. So I
Hmm.
am like so it makes me more interested because I want to hear about it. Because like people were like this has been leaked and the Quarter Owls thing has been leaked for a while and people were like super pumped for it. So yeah, I mean both of these I'm really excited for it. I you know like I'm really pumped. I'm bummed we didn't get. There were some rumors because Ed Boon was going to be there,
Hmm. Mortal
the
Kombat
head guy from
creator.
Mortal Kombat and the Injustice games. So because every other year we get an Injustice every other year, and then so like 2016, 2018. When did Mortal Kombat come in 2019? So
Yep.
2017 we got Injustice 2. 2019 we got Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
So 2021 we should have got an Injustice. But because of last year, Mortal Kombat 11 did way better than the other games ever did. So then they did the expansion that came out last year. So and there's been discussions about whether maybe they're just making another Mortal Kombat because of all the crap going on with DC and AT&T who owns and Time Warner who owns all of them. Um, all the issues of them breaking up, stuff like that. So I was a little bummed to find out we weren't getting that. There's no news about Injustice 3 because I like the Injustice games more than I like the Mortal Kombat games, honestly. And I would love to get another one of those. So I hope that's still coming. But overall, though, I am incredibly pumped for this. It's like we get a lot. I know there's a lot of people that are burnt out on comic books and superheroes stuff like that. I totally understand it. Uh, I I pick and choose the things I like. I'm obviously big into like the MCU. I love The Boys on Amazon Prime, and I'm kind of getting to DC now. It looks like here, maybe potentially with the movies and the video games we got going on. So, yeah, I fell off hard on the Arrowverse, the DC TV shows, but yeah, so far I mean it's looking feel pretty good about Gables. Something though I'm not feeling very good about Gables, and you already knew. You didn't even have to. You didn't.
I don't
I
even
didn't say
have to
anything, Gables.
say
You
anything.
didn't.
I
You
just
already.
know. I can
You
sense.
you probably as soon as you heard the news, you already heard the rant in your head. You was like,
Yep.
well, this is. But Gables, before I talk about it, what was your thoughts on the Nintendo expansion pack details? Well, first off, coming October 25th, it's $50 a year, so a $30 upgrade to get the N64 and Sega Genesis, and then also with that you can also get access to the new Animal Crossing Happy Home Design expansion in there as well. What was your thoughts, Gables, on all this?
All right. Before coming in to that announcement, a couple of episodes ago, I had speculated that they may have this offering of about $50,
Yep.
quintessentially a $50 or $60 type of tier in this stuff. And man, I hate being right about that.
Yeah.
But on the offset of things, I can understand why this initial price point did come out. Reading a little bit more into it, especially from today, it's not because of like just cause or something like that. I've been reading about mostly this has to do with licensing issues, especially since they paid quite a bit. Nintendo did in order to get like games licensing from like say Sega. You got to admit they probably paid quite a bit to try to get Banjo Kazooie and stuff like that from Microsoft and stuff on this service as well. You see like games like from like Capcom, like Koei Tecmo and stuff. But let's talk about the packaging of itself here. So already I'm kind of concerned in this regards. They have this little hint. They weren't very clear. Nintendo was not very clear in regards to whether or not, like, say, for this DLC coming for Animal Crossing and stuff like that, that this is going to be like the only type of like paid DLC that's going to be on this service or not. I thought that inclusion was fairly weird, and because of they haven't done this at this point where they've included DLC inside of their Nintendo Online service stuff. That was weird. And it felt more because it came at the tail end of their Animal Crossing Direct, which fairly, from what I've understood, list like just going off and like watching the Direct myself, and then like hearing from a lot of people in regards to the Animal Crossing community, like watching videos and stuff. They were fairly happy about the Animal
Oh yeah.
Crossing stuff, obviously, and the Happy Home like designer things for like $25 for that DLC. I mean, there was a lot of options for there, but yet coming to that point where Nintendo goes forth and announces not only the inclusion of that DLC inside there, but they actually go forth and just add the announcement of this thing, kind of like cushioning the blow of the announcement leading up to it. Because that's exactly what it felt like to me. It felt like that, okay, you got Animal Crossing stuff. This is going to be a part of the new expansion thing, which is, by the way, going to be $50 for a full year of Nintendo Switch Online on top of your NES Super Nintendo. And on top of the cloud saving stuff, you get N64 games and like the Sega Genesis games streaming. The positive thing I could see about this, even though that yes, this is quite a bit to ask, especially since this is not any type of improvement for their online service in general. Excuse me. Whew. Yeah, even though it's not too much of an improvement in terms of their online service, this is quintessentially, oh hey, we're gonna give you more like free streamable games and stuff on their service more so than address the issues that we've had initially since the Switch came out, which was online infrastructure issues, you know. Usually in terms of like their online games for Nintendo Switch, they've been maybe mediocre or sometimes poor at best. Smash Brothers is a good example of that. I mean, obviously, in regards to say some of their past games, I say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, though you can play games with like your friends and stuff like that. The servers and all that other issues and stuff, they do come up. And so, not addressing sort of that and just say, okay, we're just going to add some games on top of the servers and stuff like that. It felt weird from that point of view. I did see that if you were a member of the Nintendo Switch Online, you still got quite a number of months ahead. They discounted to like about $30 in that regards, which, in my honest opinion, should have been the initial price. It should have been a $10 extra in regards to on top of what they had currently for a full year. And I feel that because it's raised up to a $50 sort of tier, it had to have been done doing cards to like licensing issues. I'm not happy with how we're presented with the N64 and Sega Genesis games, and most of these games are games you probably could either buy separately in regards to maybe a compilation thing, like especially with the Sega Genesis games, because you see most of those are available with the Sega Genesis like classic collection stuff that are on the Switch already, or the PS4, or the or like Steam in that regards, or even like with the Castlevania and Contra collections, because like Bloodlines, Hard Corps, and stuff that's available through their things as well. But even some of the Nintendo stuff, you know, I mean, granted, yes, you can play Ocarina of Time and like Majora's Mask and stuff on the 3DS and do this and do that and stuff like that. But the point being is, this is a whole lot of stuff that we've already know and a lot of us has already played. The thing that's going to appeal to the most in regards to this whole announcement is pretty much the people that are getting into the Switch ecosystem due in large part to Animal Crossing. Because think about it this way, it's like they have the DLC Happy Home Designer type of thing for like $25 as an added bonus in regards to getting onto the Nintendo Switch Online. So it feels like more of an aim towards like a casual sort of market with that. It just felt weird that way because of the whole announcement with the Animal Crossing Direct, having all that content unreleased and having that just sit right then and there. But my overall thoughts and feelings about it is like, yeah, I'm not happy with the price direction that they're going with this. Obviously, even though I am not happy about this stuff, I know I'm going to be paying like for the initial thing. I mean, it's painful to say though, but it's not just me that would go through and play the games, even regardless of like the $50 price point. My little brother as well. I mean, quintessentially, I'm going to have to spend it on it anyway because, for one, the app stuff for my little brother and stuff. He loves N64. He loves SNES. He likes Genesis games and stuff like that. He's moderately autistic. He wants to play these games, and so it's like if he sees that on YouTube, it's like I pretty much don't got really too much of a say with that regards. But
Hmm.
I will admit this, Tyler, and I do share a same sentiment as a lot of different people on the internet right now. It's like I feel like that it's overpriced for what it's initially asking for. I understand why they came up with that price point, but even still, I'm not going to be too happy about it anyway, considering it's just a like little incremental improvement upon. It's like putting a band-aid on a broken bone, for God's sake, where it's like you pay plenty on PlayStation, like for the PlayStation Plus service and for like the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass and stuff like that. You get more features and more things than you would say a Nintendo Switch Online. And it feels like the redheaded stepchild of all three of these, like of all three of the major console makers in terms of their online service, to where it's there due to necessity. Nintendo Switch Online, you know, it's like it has its benefits, some benefits, but it locks a lot of like archaic things behind things like the whole cloud save shit. But Tyler, I give the floor to you. Go ahead.
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna pull like a Stephen A. Smith here from ESPN on first take. Where I'm gonna be super calm and then I'm gonna start yelling, because that's kind of how it's gonna start. Because I've seen the arguments, Gables on the webs,
Yes.
on the internets, as the kids call them, and it's baffling the loops people. And I understand. I probably do the same thing about other things as well. Everybody probably does it,
Yep.
but it's the loops people will jump through, the hoops people will jump through to make this like to like, oh, it's a really great deal. I'm happy to pay. Like, oh God, I don't even know where to start. Like, oh, it's only 83 cents a month if you have 8 people to share with the family plan with. How many fucking people do you know that how many 7 other people that you know and trust to split this thing up with for because the family plan's $80 a year. Um, cool. Like, do you know 7 other people that you actually really? If you know 7 other people that you really trust and will actually, someone forks out the $80 and then you can get $10 from each of them, like, good on you. That's yeah. That's like if I knew 4 or 5 people and you can get into it, then yeah, I understand that. It's only 83 cents a month that way.
But that's for a
Cool. But let's
special
say
few people,
yeah,
though.
that's a very yeah. That's the main argument I keep hearing. It's usually like fucking, and I'm not trying to talk shit because I list. I'm a Patreon supporter. Some of them, I like a lot of them. I listen to podcasts. I like them on Twitter, but it's usually a lot of like people like influencers that have a big group of friends that are gamers,
Yep.
and like they have like they can split that with, and they work with other people, other gamers. They are gamers, and they work with gamers. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't work with a lot of gamers. I don't even like that many people at my work to like share that the be able to trust them. I really don't. Uh, man, like so that I saw like, oh, it's only yeah, fuck off with that. What like bringing it into like the normal world where like it's $50. Oh well, then it's only $4.75 a month. Okay, it's not a good service.
No.
It's just not. Like and here's the problem. Like, cool, yeah, they're giving you access to all these games, but like they hide this internet, the online part behind here. Like, it's bullshit because it's broken and it fucking sucks.
It's worse than
And
the
like
Wii U's.
yeah, and you got to buy the OLED to get a fucking LAN adapter, or you got to spend the extra money to buy the thing to hook it up that way. Um, and it's still broken and buggy and bullshit. Either way, I've watched people Twitch stream. I've watched other YouTubers play this game with like friends online, and they talk about how frustrating and how the lag and just like doing like the 4 player online of Mario 3D World. I watched people play through that, and it's just like doing 4 player co-op with that, even with all 4 of them hooked in directly to their Switch or to the internet, and it doesn't work very well, or you have the lag and the drops. It's like you charge me for that, which okay, it's $20 a month, but it's like my argument back then was I'm fine paying $20 a year for if it works, if it's better, and then we're giving you a free year of this, and we end up getting a free year, and it's like it's not any good. It's not any good. It didn't get any better. You didn't like prove to me it's worth paying for. And then like you like try to make it work so by like adding NES games. Then you added SNES games. But it's like cool, that's awesome. Probably should have been its own separate thing. And
Yeah.
maybe that's $20 a year for that. That's fine. You did some cool shit where you put like you had to be the online NSO member to get Super Mario 35, Tetris 99, really cool things, and then you fucking took them away.
Yep.
You whatever that's those other ordeals. But it's like people are, oh, it's only $4.75 a month. But like a lot of these are the same people that bitch when Xbox and PlayStation up the price from $50 to $60 a year, and that's their argument. Like I'm not claiming I love that idea, but people are upset about going from $60 to $70 for games, which I can understand. But it's $10. It's like not make or break. It's games go up. I get that. These games are old as goddamn shit, and then we bought these games several times, and that's an argument I've heard. Another fucking argument I heard. Well, this game was $10-$12 on the Wii U, exactly, and you probably bought it on there.
Yep.
And now you're arguing that I'm going to pay $50 a year to have access to play it on the Switch. When you bought it on the Wii U, you bought it on the Wii. You probably bought it on the 3DS as well.
You probably
bought it on the original console it was on.
Yep.
Like, and it's just like it sounds like a person that's in a bad relationship, like they're just dating someone shitty, and they're just trying to like jump through hoops. Like, well, you just don't understand, or you just don't know him that well. You're getting fucked. You really are, and I know I'm part of the problem too. I got props here. I'll bring him in a second, Gables. I feel like I'm that comedian that like breaks watermelons with a mallet. I'll be showing them here in a minute. Like I know I'm part of the issue too, but they are like fucking you guys on nostalgia. And then, hey, like if it's worth a few, it's whatever. But it's like just because it's super cheap doesn't mean it's good. McDonald's has dollar fucking double cheeseburgers. I haven't ate one in 15 years because it's garbage. I'll pay $4 to go to Hardee's for a cheeseburger because you know what's way fucking better. That's why I'll go there. I'll go to Wendy's, pay
Yep.
$5. It's fucking better. I'm not just
Yeah.
because it's cheap doesn't mean it's okay. People's like, well, I mean that's the price of one coffee at Starbucks. But you know what? Starbucks, fucking delicious. I love it. I look forward to it. It is the highlight of my life. Every time I take a sip of Starbucks, it brings me to heaven. No, it doesn't bring me to heaven. Give Nintendo more goddamn fucking money. That's what. That doesn't make me happy. I hate it every time I do it, and I keep doing it. Gables, here's prop number one. I just bought these two stupid sons of bitches right here. I don't know why. I don't know why I did it. For audio listeners, I'm holding the new
You're not even gonna play the game
Metroid Dread
either.
amiibos.
You just
I don't even.
bought-
I don't even like Metroid. I have all the Metroid amiibos. I don't know why I have them. I have them. I bought the Skyward Sword goddamn amiibo. I never even played Skyward Sword, and I don't even want to play that game. That game looks bad. It looks like ass. I don't want to play it. My dog just went to the other room. He's not happy with me right now. I have this motherfucker. I have the Game and Watch Mario from last year.
You haven't even
It's
opened it.
still in the packaging. Gables, look, the little thing there is on top. You see that thing? You see it right there?
Yes.
It's still there. I've never opened it. It's still in the plastic. It's still in the plastic. You can see the reflection of the plastic. Gables, I ordered this. This is the SNES Classic
That's
from
childish.
Europe. I ordered the European one. I don't know why. I don't. It's still in the box. Never opened it. NES Classic. I have this one too. I'm pretty sure my dog peed on that one. That's gross.
Oh boy, but the point you're making is it's like you have all this shit, right?
Yeah,
That
I'm
you
part of the
bought
problem too.
Nintendos.
But at least I have over 100 amiibos. I counted today. Over 100 amiibos on a whole shelf over there. I have a stupid Zelda light directly behind me. I don't know why. I have them.
And it goes
I
back
have
to
them.
one initial point that you touched upon fairly clearly in that regards is Nintendo takes full advantage of the nostalgia of their longtime fans, of their longtime subscribers and stuff, and they do any and every little thing in order to loop you into like another thing. It's a Disney effect to
Yeah,
where they
the
bank on your
vault.
nostalgia and they bring you in with like little trinkets here and there and stuff like that. I mean, pretty much it's a sound business strategy because they know fairly well that a lot of these guys are going to go for, they're going to buy things like an NES Classic, or they're going to buy things like an Amiibo of their favorite franchises or whatsoever and stuff, just to loop you in. And all of a sudden, it's like, and so you get like an initial point, like with this online expansion thing, to where it's like, hey, you want to play these N64 games from your youth and stuff like that? You want to have them stream, plus a lot of these Sega Genesis games are streaming that you're probably not going to play any other type of like platform, or you're probably not going to play some of them because they're so fucking rare, or they're so fucking like over expensive, or they never came out in the US, that we're going to go forth, we're going to add them on to this stuff. And then you're going to be paying $50 a year for that, even though the online connection in regards to the online multiplayer is shit, and that you still have to revolve around a fucking app in order to communicate with people. And we're going to delve back and stuff and construct our online thing sort of like in a Windows XP shit.
Yeah, it's so baffling. And it's like I've seen the articles for people defending the price because they had to pay all this extra money to get licensing. I call bullshit on that too,
Yeah,
Gables, because the NES and the SNES has third-party games, and it's
yeah,
been $20 for multiple years now.
yeah.
We have Konami games on there. We have Tecmo games on there.
We got
We have
Capcom
Capcom games on there.
yes.
We have all these other games on there, and it's been the same price. They added SNES, same price. I'm not saying they shouldn't charge more, but yeah, I said this at the time though when they had the direct and they didn't give us a price, Gables. I said at the time, the fact they didn't give us the details now means it's gonna be bad. They didn't want to put it in this direct because they wanted us to leave the direct happy, and I knew they was gonna
Exactly.
piss us off. But I said $40. You said 50, and I was like, that's nuts. And they did it. They did it. You knew. You were right.
I know
Uh,
exactly. I
but
knew exactly what was going to go on right there because it's like I see the games that are being introduced inside of like the initial like release thing, the possibility of that. I mean, the Sega Genesis thing was like a bonus thing. We didn't even know anything in regards to about that. We thought it was going to be Game Boy games, for God's
yeah,
sakes. But
Oh God, yeah.
at that same
Uh,
point, it's like the positive thing about this whole thing, it's like you don't have to pay the initial expansion thing, though. You can still continue on to pay $20 a year if you just want to just have the
yeah,
basic stuff, and then just do that. So nobody's forcing anybody to buy this stuff, but at the same time, we reserve the rights to criticize this $50 option because, for God's sake, it is fucking stupid to go forth where we have a tier to where it doesn't bring anything else substantial to the improvement of the online infrastructure. Because bear in mind, yes, PlayStation Network has their issues. Xbox Live, it has their issues, but at least some of that money goes on to fixing their fucking servers or to improve their
yeah.
online infrastructure.
We have parties. We have a good, solid, running online system that
Hey,
works really
yeah,
well.
she got
We don't have to
instant
use
messaging on there, It's like, oh, that's a
we don't
novel
have to use a
concept.
fucking app on our phone to talk to people.
Yes.
We don't have to use Discord. And like that's why that's an argument. We're like, well, I just use Discord. Well, fuck off. I don't want to have to. My TV is over here. My computer is over here. I don't want to be on my fucking computer talking to somebody and then being over here or having to like hook up, use the Discord app on my phone.
Yeah.
With I have all this extra shit over here. I want to be able to use my PlayStation fucking 5 headset to talk to my goddamn friends on my PS5.
Yes, that's
That's what I want to
exactly
do.
the
I
point.
don't want to have to do a bunch of workarounds to talk to my friends so I can play Smash Bros with them. I don't want to have to be on a PS4 party chat, which we've done in the past,
Yep.
to talk to my friends while I play Smash Brothers. I don't want to do that shit.
I don't want to be
I'm
on
like,
my fucking PC to talk with somebody that I'm playing on the Nintendo Switch. It should automatically have a party system and a messaging system and a voice chat things on the system itself through its infrastructure, through its Nintendo Switch Online. So I'm able
yeah,
to do that instead of having to rely upon a stupid cell phone app or going through with a PC. Because here's the thing, unless I'm playing games on the PC, I'll talk with my friends, say, like, through friend lists and stuff and all the other shit on Discord on the PC. I mean, I do some of the crossplay stuff with Destiny 2 and stuff with my friends and stuff, where some are on the PC, some are on the PS5. I can do that and try to bounce between
yeah.
that, but even
That's
so, it's fucking awkward because I'm sitting like
those. That's
this.
crossplay though.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
crossplay. That's a different exception. This is
yeah.
like one console using a messaging system or a voice chat system to play so that on another console you're playing something completely different. It's like it doesn't
Yeah.
make any fucking sense.
And we know it has it because Fortnite has voice chat. And this is
Yes.
a whole different issue. Like like it's frustrating that we're charging for that, but just getting back to the N64 stuff, it's like and like the whole like, well, they had to pay a license fee for all these Sega Genesis games. Fuck off. I don't want to hear it. Because you know what? They didn't have to do Sega Genesis games.
Like how
And
many
we
of these?
talked about the time when they announced it. Most of those games are already on that console.
Yes.
And if you really want to play those games, you probably already fucking bought them on the
Absolutely.
goddamn console.
There's like maybe two or three games out of the whole thing for the Sega Genesis that you're not going to go forth and get anywhere in terms of that system in that regards. I'm talking about Strider. I'm talking about Musa. I'm talking about like there's another game on there as well that I'm blanking at the moment. But the fact remains is like most of those
Streets of
games.
Rage.
Yeah, well, Streets of Rage you can already play
Yeah.
regardless, like on the
I already
things.
own it on there.
Yeah, most of us already own the shit on there, so a lot of this is just repetitive bullshit. The main crux and the meat and potatoes that people are gonna buy it for is the 64 games. But then again, you had the Mario 64, which was just released in that compilation thing last year, where
You can only get for 6 months.
you could only get for 6 months. But if you go to the brick and mortar retailers, you'll still find digital download codes of that fucking 3D All Stars game. Like I can
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. Target had it on sale for $40 last week.
Yes, they can't get rid of that shit fast enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sold super well, but they got maybe more than they needed. Apparently, it's just I get it. I know it's capitalism. This is how it works. They got to
Yeah,
max out
right,
a
right.
dollar amount. I get it, but also consumer happiness is the thing. And I've talked about this a couple weeks ago, Gables, where it's just like I am just done buying. I obviously I'm not. I just bought these stupid fucking amiibos. But when it comes to like buying these, like I would just buy any first party Nintendo game to come out. And it's like I play them for a weekend, and it's just like you're the content is there. The game's technically fun to play. I just there's not a lot to do unless I have a constant amount of friends to play with, like in person. Because I sure as hell can't play online because it doesn't work well, and I can't talk to them anyways if I could play with them. So it's it's just compounding issues with me, especially that's why I'm frustrated. And then just hearing just the blowback to people being upset with the well, it's only $4 a month. Well, it's only like well, I think it's bullshit. I have to pay to play online. But it's like well, now Nintendo's doing it, and they're charging you comparably to do what fucking Xbox and PlayStation do, but also making you only be able to play these games that you've bought 5 fucking times already or
Right.
more, by paying $50 a year. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, you can. There's issues with PS Plus. I understand cloud saving is hidden behind PS Plus. I get that. Um,
Yeah, it's hidden
yeah,
behind the
you lose.
Nintendo Switch Online. It's hidden behind the PlayStation Plus, though, that cloud
Yeah,
service type of shit. I mean, with
yeah. But
Microsoft for
like I
their
said,
service,
Microsoft gives you X like a good amount, but you get like
yes,
unlimited if you have Xbox Live Gold.
right.
PS Plus, yeah, they hide the cloud service behind PS Plus. Yeah, you lose access to the PS Plus games if you lose PS Plus, but those PS Plus games are a lot of times new games are fairly new fucking games.
Yep,
So we've gotten 4 brand new PS5 games this year. Maybe not the best games ever, but they're new games.
yep.
They're not old games that we bought that are 25, 30 years old that we've bought multiple times. And I understand those some like, yeah, oh, there's some of the best games ever. I know. We know that. You want to know how you know that? Because you bought them already multiple fucking times
Absolutely.
from Nintendo. Um,
It's
Xbox Live Gold, same thing. They give you all the shit. Xbox Live, yeah, it's cheaper than fucking Game Pass. But you know what? Game Pass has all kinds of brand new games.
and most of those
X-
games that they advertised right there, I mean, most of them are games that they're not like chintzy ass games. I mean, hell, you got
no,
like a whole bunch of like noteworthy games, like first party games and stuff like that on that service, and yet you have a lot of games that are released inside of that year and stuff like that, like
yeah.
current year 2021 games and stuff that are frequently like released on Game Pass and stuff like almost every month in that regard. So it feels
Yeah.
fresh. It's not
Every week
something.
they have brand new games. Every Thursday, brand new fucking games.
Hell,
Sorry to cut you off, Gables.
well, hell, man. Case
Um,
in point, it's like I played like about maybe 3 or 4 like Xbox One, like no Xbox Game Pass games that released this past year,
yeah.
like in the span of last Sunday, in that real random rigmarole type of stuff, though. But the point being is like that service alongside of like PlayStation Plus, with their set amount of games, that you'll get new experiences. You get games that you go through, you could try out and see if you want to play them and stuff like that. And if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't, you don't. The fact remains is you're playing something different and not going through and shelling out something for something you've played multiple times over and over again, which quite honestly, I'm not knocking people for playing certain games over and over again. I do that fucking all the
No,
time. I mean, God
I actually played
bless.
God of War this year. I
Yeah,
get it. I understand it. You love those games. I get it. I
yeah,
totally get why people are doing it. But I just, it's just frustrating when people get upset and like backlash. And like, if it's worth it to you, it's worth it to you. I get
yep,
it. But it's like, there's nothing wrong with like saying, hey, it's bullshit at the same time. That's all I'm saying.
yep,
And I get it. Like I said, it's capitalism, but consumer happiness is also a thing. And it's like then maybe that's part of the reason why I'm so upset. Where like I feel like over the last 5 years, Nintendo's, especially with the Switch blowing up like it did, I feel like they have like taken, you know, I'm the giving tree. I'm giving them money, and they keep asking me for more and more, and now I'm just a stump
well, they
at
can
this
because of
point.
how successful the Switch has been. If it were like another Wii U and stuff, they probably wouldn't even be doing anything
Oh
close
yeah,
to
no,
this.
they couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't get away with it. I mean, you look at like Game Pass wouldn't be a thing if Xbox One had fucked. Obviously, I understand that, but yeah, I don't know. It's just frustrating. It keeps happening, and I should have seen it coming. I wasn't gonna be stunned at 40, and I was gonna be like, it's bullshit, but yeah, it's $20 more a month. But yeah, maybe it's $10 more than I thought, but it's a big deal, and you lose that argument when you start getting up into that, when people like, well, I wouldn't compare it to PS Plus or Xbox Live Gold before, but now you kind of have to. You gotta start comparing it, and like I thought, I said I love the idea of this kind of Netflix style thing at $20 a month, where it's like I would rather have that than have you know buying a la carte again. Or you know what? I would love it. It'd be really cool if like do the Game Pass thing where like if you're an Switch Online user, you get a 10% discount on any game on Game Pass if you're a Game Pass user.
Yeah,
You get 10% off when you buy it if you want to buy them.
yeah,
Uh, I wish they did that for these games where it's like you can buy them or you can just have this service and buy pay $10 for these 64 games. It's still bullshit that I pay for them again, but yeah, it's like now you're paying $50 a year to rent these games essentially. Where it's like at least before I might have been paying $5-10 every console, but I owned them forever on this console.
yep.
But I don't know. It's and people were like, well, look at all these. They said that there's gonna be Paper Mario coming, there's gonna be Pokemon Snap coming, but it's like I don't trust them because every month, give or take, they just randomly drop games with no notice, and we talk about them every time, and we look at these games. It's just like, what the fuck are these games? Every now and again, you get like this really kind of weird, kind of cool Mario Picross that was a Japanese only game. That's kind of cool. It's like, but it's just like,
It's always hit and
where are
miss
all these like,
because there'll be like maybe one game you'll want to play, like, and then like the last couple of release drops or something like that, or if it's like it's completely shit thing because it's like there's nothing that really appeals to you, like kind of like the last Nintendo Switch update in regards to their Super Nintendo games and stuff, where it was just mostly like some games from Interplay, which hardly anybody fucking recognized. There was like
yeah,
one, and that was like Claymates, and that was like some weird obscure thing that
yeah,
really upset people.
yeah. And it's just like every time they do it, we are like, where's Earthbound? Where's Mario RPG? What are these games? So it's like, yeah, well, cool. We might get. They showed us like 5 or 6 more games coming for N64, but it's like, when are those games coming?
Yeah, really.
Like, like, cool. Yeah, they say they're coming, but there's no release schedule. And I heard the thing like you were talking about, like, it'd be cool if they added more DLC stuff to it. I think that's people just wishful thinking because I don't trust them to. I think this might
No.
just be a backdoor way to get the subscriber rate up, And I'm not even gonna knock the idea that if you don't pay $50 again next year, you lose access to the Animal Crossing thing. Because like I said, PS Plus, you lose access to those games if you don't keep the subscription going. I get that. Whatever. I'm not even gonna argue about that point. But yeah, it's just baffling to me. Like they have proven nothing to me to like. I didn't. I'll go months without using uh, PlayStation Network. I'll go months without playing some of those new games we get. But I pay the $6 a year and I have no problem with it because when it's there, I know it's gonna work. It's gonna be reliable, and a handful of times a year, I'm gonna get a good game out of there. That I mean, usually a lot of times it's because again, I'm not interested in the games because I bought like they're a year or two old or even a year old, but I bought them when they came out.
Right.
You look at like even like PlayStation now, they just fucking added Last of Us Part Two this month. Like I don't know, how can you compare that to fucking, you know, Game Pass? We just got Back for Blood, AAA game, day one. We're getting Forza next in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting Halo in 6 weeks. It's like you can't compare these things. Yeah, it's more expensive, but I'll pay $15 a month for Game Pass, and I might go a month without playing it, but probably not much more. And even if I go a month, you know what? It's like I know here soon I'm gonna have some cool shit going on. At least there's a plan. I know like they have a map of everything coming to me for the next 6 months, with some cool surprises here and there as well. So I don't know. I mean, if it's worth it to you, it's worth it to you. But I it's okay to like if you're a fanboy or something, it's okay to call bullshit on it. I do my best. I know I'm a fanboy of a lot of things, and I will, you know, I'll argue to them even though I know I'm wrong sometimes about certain things. But it's like I have no problem, pointing out a lot of times when it's like I don't like Kojima, my favorite all time favorite director of games, all time favorite game creator. I hate Death Stranding. I've picked Gables knows. He's listened to me rant about it
Mm-hmm.
many a times. I picked that game up 4 times and tried to fight my way through it, and I just don't like it. It's not a good game. I don't like it. It's a bad game. And it hurts me to say it, but I gotta say it. Metal Gear Solid 5, most disappointing game of all time, even though it's my game of the year. I don't like that game because it's not Metal Gear Solid. It's a great game, but it's one of the all-time greatest games ever made. It's just not a good Metal Gear Solid game. It's okay to say those things, but also still you can still love those things, but also pointing out the bad things about it. It's totally okay, guys. You can say, hey, it's kind of shitty, but I don't know. Some people just can't do it, but whatever. Um, that was a long rant.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
apologize because I've been pent up for about 24 hours, and I just had to work that out. So let's get into some of our quick hitters here, Gables. Couple things here. So Solar Ash, which is the one of the normally I wouldn't bring this up because it's like I'm the one that's been kind of hyping this game up a lot on this podcast. But it's the PlayStation's been pushing it. It was at the PS5 showcase last year. They just showed it off at the a couple different state of plays. We just got a release date for it at a state of play a couple months ago for October 26th. And I made this whole rant about how Guardians of the Galaxy and Solar Ash are coming. The two games I look forward to the most this year are coming on the same day. Well, Solar Ash got delayed to December 2nd, so about
Mm-hmm.
a 5 week delay. Um, they could Heart Machine, the directors of the game, excuse me, had a burp. Um, just put a thing out saying that just it's not going to be quite ready on October 26th. So I thought it was kind of weird because I mean we hadn't heard there hasn't been a lot of buzz or push because we were they just announced a few days ago. It's like we're a couple weeks out and we haven't heard a lot about this game. Like, so maybe this is what they need to like give it a PR push, and also, I mean, coming out October 26th. I mean, really coming out in the fall in general. Not a good time for games if you're not like if you're not Call of Duty or Far Cry or Battlefield or Halo. So, yeah, it's getting pushed back 5 weeks. Hopefully, it comes out and it's good. But hopefully that's enough time for them to get ready and give it a chance to actually have. It's coming out on a bad week though, still I guess, because you got Game Awards, Advance Wars, and Halo. So still a tough time, but maybe not as bad. I don't know, Gables. I don't know if you have anything else to add on that one, but
No, I don't really. I mean, okay, it just got delayed like a couple of weeks or something like that, but
yeah,
it's still going to be interesting once it gets released.
yeah. So I'll definitely keep an eye on when it comes out. Next up, this is a leak here from GamesBeat. Here they talked about Dragon Age 4, the game they've been teasing since 2018. We had a teaser trailer at Game Awards 2018, and then another teaser trailer at Game Awards 2020. Can't believe that's the thing. And 2019 E3, we had a teaser for that as well. So we got a lot of teasers for this game for over 3 years now. Um, but apparently, the kind of the rumors for a while now has been this is like a late, at best, 2022 game, most likely a 2023 game though. Mid to late 2023 game. But apparently, the new Dragon Age game will be next gen PC only. Not a lot here on that one, but sounds like this is the case. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much longer like we'll be supporting these cross-gen games. I think like even PlayStation's talked about. I think 2022 is kind of that, or 2023 will be that kind of cutoff. And a lot of that seems like because of chip issues and the fact that a lot of those COVID, obviously a lot of those games that are supposed to come out in 2021 are coming out next year. So and Xbox has said that they're going to keep supporting Xbox One until I believe 2023 as well. So maybe it's I don't know how long did PS4 and Xbox One games also go to PS3 and 360 games? Was it?
That was initially until like about 2014 or like 2015. I think about it.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Well, I think it might have been 2016 because I remember Metal Gear Solid was September 1, 2015. That was cross console.
Hmm.
So I think that was the end. So maybe like holiday 2015 was like the cutoff.
Yeah,
Um,
I could see that.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, anything you want to add on that one?
Honestly, I don't have too much interest with Dragon Quest 4. I mean, not Dragon Quest 4, but like Dragon Age 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, not really.
Yeah. Me neither. But I think it's interesting that we're. I mean, it makes me a little more excited. Hopefully that means that like we hear about the chip shortage obviously, and there's been talks that it's going to go on into next year. So hopefully maybe by 2020 into 2022, 2023, that'll kind of sort itself out and they'll be more readily available for people. Um, yeah, I think that'd be the time. We're already hearing about like all these consoles like behind the scenes stuff where like they're struggling to make these games work on the new consoles and then make them work on the old
Oh
consoles.
my god.
Trying to, so yeah, so I mean, hopefully, I mean, like you're hearing about Battlefield, and like Cyberpunk, and all that. All these games, like these big games coming out and or have come out, where it's like making them work on the old consoles has just been a struggle. So, yeah, I mean, in a year and a half or 2 years, I mean, it just makes sense. And then Gables, you put this one here. I want you to tell me about this one. So Apple could be possibly putting out their own handheld to compete with Nintendo Switch.
All right, so this is chalked up inside the rumor section, quintessentially. So
Yeah,
basically, what it had go on, there was like a couple news articles that popped up throughout this week that potentially that's leading to like these rumors that Apple could try to throw its hand with nines into like the race. Not that. Okay, let me just start a little bit over with this. Try to rephrase it so I don't sound like a jumbled mess. Basically, Apple is trying to get in on the whole handheld console sort of craze. Try to paraphrase from the article. And so they have apparently there's a couple different deals they have with some developers and stuff. They don't want to be kind of left behind, kind of like how Steam is doing with their whole Steam handheld and what Switch is obviously doing and what they're doing and stuff. So Apple wants to try to throw their like a hand into the mix and stuff, having like a hybrid console like handheld sort of thing for their gaming thing. But like I said, it was just basically like a pretty much like a rumor that had been going throughout this week. So not too sure like how much validity will be holding into that type of spin. But that would be kind of interesting, kind of concept, seeing if Apple would actually do something of that sort.
Yeah. I don't think it's. I don't foresee this too much. I mean, maybe they probably thought about. We know for a fact that there was an Apple controller out there at one point that people had their hands on. People saw it.
And there
It just
was an
never came
Apple
out.
console at that one point too.
Well, I think there was like ideas of like trying to like basically just put the games we play on our phones we could play like on a TV or
Right.
play use a controller to play on your iPad, stuff like that. And we have that where like like the PS4 controller and the PS5 controller and Xbox controllers can connect to your phone or iPad to play games on to play Apple games on. So we know that there's a possibility, and like they have like the backbone thing you can connect to it. Um, I mean, mobile games do generate more money than console games and PC games. Like we know that for a fact. Like they're the biggest generator of revenue just because of all the free to play games and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't. I I mean they when we I guess I could see it happening. I guess because I mean they're the same people that fucking sell us watches for $600. Um, and iPads and then Apple TVs. I mean they're dabble with everything and phones and shit like that. They're changing the landscape on things. So I mean, it's a possibility. I don't. I can see them double. We've seen them with the Apple Arcade. They really try to double down on that stuff. I could see them tripling down possibly, but I I don't know. I feel like if you are someone that plays interested in playing games, you either already have a PC or a console to do it, or a Switch, or you're getting the Steam Deck, or you just only care about playing games on your phone and you're not gonna, or iPad, and you're not. I can't see people paying yet another because like Apple is big on and they've said like our we're not gonna make our things cheap. Like these things are luxury items. These are not you know these are not stuff that we want to just sell you guys at a good price to get as many out there as possible. Like you're going to pay a lot of money up front to get these things. You're going to pay a lot of money in the back end, to do this, to if you want to keep playing these games or whatever. So I'm not ruling it out, but I taking this with a lot of grains of salt.
I will
Um,
add one last thing in regards to it. It's like for any of our listeners that are interested in sort of the fascination of the history of Apple and like console gaming, do a little bit of research on the Apple Pippin. That's something from the past that Apple did attempt to get into the console space once before, and obviously it failed catastrophically. So definitely give a little bit of a research thing with that. Go on to YouTube. The Gaming Historian, I think, has maybe have a video on that, but I've more or less learned upon it from like other like video game videos, like in regards to some of the history, the backstory in regards to the system. Because only had a few games at the time. It sold for like in that same generation, I think it was with I think it was the N64 and the PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken correctly. So it's like during that generation where almost like everybody decided they wanted to pitch in for their own consoles, and then obviously failed catastrophically because it wasn't as popular as some of the other mainstream ones.
yeah,
But yeah, just let it be known out there. It's like Apple has attempted things like this before, but it doesn't really surprise me that they would try to venture into a space like this, considering they have a pretty much a hand a hand-fisted monopoly upon a lot of the various electronic stuff, not just with phones, but also with watches, also with computers and all this other shit. So it's like
yeah.
they want to get their hand into everything, and having like a handheld, like a gaming, like hybrid console and this and that, it doesn't strike me as like too surprising, honestly.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with the Apple Pippin is they got the Pippin when they should have got Apple Jordan.
Oh god, the Apple
I
Jordan.
won't lie, I've been waiting for me to talk so I can make that joke, and I appreciate you chuckling at that one. That's all I needed. I just needed huh. That's all I needed. That's all I needed to keep going. That's the juices I needed to keep the blood flowing. Um, Other than the apple cider, apple cinnamon Starbucks coffee I had earlier, it was fantastic. Gables, let me tell you. Um, but let's get into some video game talk here, Gables. Games we've actually been playing. Gables, you've been saying you've been playing a plethora of games.
Yes.
You talked about Metroid Prime last week as well. So tell me what's been going on with you game wise.
All right, so game wise, it's like what I was saying before, leading in earlier and stuff, that I had been playing a hodgepodge of games in general. So it's like last Sunday, I decided to try out a whole bunch of like different games upon the Xbox Live, like Game Pass and stuff, and seeing what would click. So I'm trying just to go forth and just go through my app right now. So I'm like trying to see a little bit of the games that I had gone through and played. I mean, honestly, the one of the games that I did go through was I tried out Tales of the Sojourner. That game, in regards, is basically like a story-driven game, but the main crux of it is like you get to like have these conversations and stuff, and you use these specific types of cards that match like the same shapes or different shapes or have like special abilities, so that way you get to know the experience of how you get to talk to certain people and stuff. And then once you go on and stuff, you have to your main goal is you are the daughter of like a traveling merchant or something that passes on, and so you're tasked with the responsibility of like trying to save her store from like being taken off of this main map or something for like deliveries and this and that, you know. And so you have to gather these resources, gather these like items from different towns and stuff that you travel to through this traveling caravan, and you have to talk to the merchants and talk to the people that get goods, to get like goods and stuff, so that way once you get back from these expeditions, you can go forth and deliver to your shop. They'll go forth and like sell and like make some form of money in this in regards. But in hindsight, in regards to the gameplay in and of itself, I mean, it's fairly straightforward. It's like a story-driven game. You get to switch these different cards around, different shapes around. Like say if you have a card that has like a circle at the beginning and a circle at the end of these cards and stuff like that, you can match them like to another circle card you have in your hand, or it's like a basically kind of like a back and forth sort of thing. So you'll put up a single card, and all of a sudden the person that you're talking to puts up a single card, and then if it matches that and stuff, the conversation will go through and progress like a fluidly. But if it's like a different type of shapes and stuff, sometimes it'll actually go forth and cause like a little frustration quib or something like that inside of the conversation. But on the top part of the screen, you'll have how many times you can go through and get something right to progress on, or how many things you can get something wrong, unless like the or else that conversation in and of itself is going to fail in its entirety. The concept is interesting. The story aspect of that thing was kind of cool and stuff like that, but I haven't gone back to it since like last Sunday, so almost like a week. But I did like the overall idea of it. I may try to play a little bit more of it like sometime soon, because I did like the bit of what I was playing for that. But another game that I was going through and playing. Oh gosh, I want to say the game is called Monster Goose or some of the sort. No, 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 no. Mighty Goose. That's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, what Mighty
Is this
Goose.
like the arch rivals of the Mighty Ducks?
Oh my God, that would be kind of funny if that's in of itself. But here's the.
Head coach Emilio Estevez versus head coach Michael J. Fox.
Okay,
Sorry.
so picture this: you're playing an action game or something like that from the Super Nintendo generation or the Sega Genesis generation, where it's just running gun. You go through different levels and this and that and stuff, and you have all this hellish sort of like gameplay. Yeah, that's Mighty Goose in and of itself. The game isn't exactly long itself. I already gone through 3 stages, and the game is not supposed to be like fairly long or anything of itself. It's sort of like a standard sort of a couple hour sort of game you can go through and play possibly in a one sitting if you wanted to. But the overall combat I thought was pretty fun. I thought the initial like the game, the look of it was pretty fun, and I thought it was kind of hilarious and stuff that you start off and stuff where you have just basically the buttons like the running gun and stuff, and they'll just have one button just a honk until you get like a special item. But yeah, I thought that was pretty fun just to try out in that retrospect. I felt like I went through half of that game just like in one sitting, though. It gave that sense of sensation.
Well, I'm
But
glad the Untitled Goose Game finally got a title.
oh my god,
I have another question about Mighty Goose Gables.
yeah,
Um, so you know how Keenan Thompson is on the Mighty Ducks?
yeah,
Is Kel
oh,
on the Mighty Geese?
oh god.
Does he have his own version of the knuckle puck called the moose puck?
The moose puck.
I don't
What
know
the
why
fuck
that
the
popped in my head,
moose?
but it did.
The
I don't know
knuck
what else to call it. What would you
the
call it?
knuckle puck and like the finger puck or something like that.
Oh, that's terrible. That sounds awful. Maybe we just call it the sphincter puck for Christ's sakes. Jesus Christ, Gables.
The gooch
This
puck.
might be my new favorite game. I've never even played it. I don't even want to know what the game is anymore. I don't want to play the game at all. I forever will imagine it as a Mighty Ducks rip off, like Mighty Goose. I just want that game to happen now. I just want Michael J. Fox to run the Mighty Goose, and Kel from Keenan and Kel is on the other team with his own trickery, crazy ass shot with their own Italian fat guy as its goalie.
Called the sphincter
And
puck.
it'll be I want Danny DeVito to be the fucking goalie. That's what I want.
The next game I did
Oh,
play, I've heard a lot of interesting things about it, and more or less is because it's supposed to be one of those open world type of games and stuff where it doesn't have a lot of combat, but you can go to explore a bunch of the environment and stuff and then complete side quests. It's a game called Sable.
oh yeah, I played the demo for this.
Well, here's the thing, man. It's like I played like nearly half an hour of Sable before I had to uninstall that game because it ran like ass on my Xbox One. The performance.
It didn't run great on Series S either. It trudged pretty bad.
Here's the thing: I would have gotten into that game, and thought it was fairly interesting. But the performance factor of Sable just there were times where I would go across the overworld, and the game just started chugging right, and it just went down frame rate rise almost a complete stop at some
Were you
points.
playing on Switch?
No,
Ah,
but yeah, I see what you did there. But no,
ah.
this Xbox One S could barely keep up with the frame rate things of Sable, and I'm thinking to myself, like, oh god, this. I hope this is like not just my Xbox type of thing. I hope it's like, I hope it gets better with the Series X or the Series S. Oh god, but yeah, I tried playing a little bit of that. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, there was another game that I thought was fairly interesting, and it's called The Wild at Heart. Now,
Hmm.
this game was one of the ones that I had tried that I had downloaded like a couple months back and stuff. And quintessentially what it is like it's an action style of game and stuff where you get to go into this specific like forest. You're a kid, right? But you have pretty much a neglectful, like abusive sort of dad and stuff. So it's just basically you and your dad. And quintessentially you run away from home and stuff because one of your friends or something like that want to run away inside this forest and stuff and this and that. And then all of a sudden you come across this sort of like a secret like area inside the woods where it leads you to like well these little mythical creatures or something like that. And so quintessentially sort of like a puzzle platform. It's almost like a puzzle, like an action adventure sort of game where you get to go across the overworld and stuff like that, and then you get to solve various sorts of puzzles before moving on. I thought the concept was fairly interesting, and I thought that for what the game, the subject matter in of itself was, I thought it was pretty interesting in that regards. But it's much like all the other games that I just mentioned previously in the Game Pass. It's like there were games I tried during that one day last Sunday, but I didn't get back to because there was one game. Actually, there was like two games this week where I played a little bit more into. Now, I did play a little bit more of Metroid Dread.
Mm-hmm.
I did play more of it, and I finally got into the first boss battle aspect of it.
Nice.
That boss battle was fucking epic. That
Yeah.
first boss battle you get into and stuff, it's multiple phases in regards to like going through this boss and like knowing when to counter the creature in order to do a lot of various damage and stuff. You will die a couple different times if you don't know what the hell you're doing. And I did that, but at the same time, it wasn't frustrating to the point where I wanted to turn off my system. No, it was just me like lacking of the know-how of oh okay I need to go forth use my super missiles in this specific type of cutscene and stuff, and then I have to go through and do this because they don't tell you you have to shoot in that thing, right? Or you can do this and do that and stuff while the monster has it in your hands and stuff. So I go through the first boss, I go through all the various like explorational things, and I get that ability to where I can actually cloak. No, no, not cloak. I can actually grab onto these blue like walls and stuff, right? These magnetic walls, so you can just go up and you just go like across and stuff, and it unlocks a different type of area or different type of areas where you didn't have access to before. So after that moment and stuff, I started thinking about it. It's like, wow, this Metroid Dread definitely has a well constructed type of feel to where it feels reminiscent to classic Metroid games, like say Metroid One, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, in regards to the confined space of like the of the world itself is interwoven, is smartly like designed. It feels like it's very balanced in terms of the level design of it, to where you know that you can't get to like a certain area and stuff unless you need a certain power up or you need like a certain type of level design, or not level design, but you need a certain type of action in order to progress further. But at the same point, it's like it feels fairly challenging, and yes, you do get like a sense of dread whenever you are
Aha.
chased. Yeah, there's that word again right there, dread. It definitely gives you that sense of dread when you go to an area and you have these Emmy robots chasing after you in regards to try to take you out. But I had the trouble trying to take out the second one because even though there's like I think there's like 6 or 7 in all and stuff, the second one I couldn't figure out until I initially stopped being tired and looked at the screen and think, oh, you know what? I can just hold down the Y button right here and then it'll just do like a little scatter shot thing with my blaster powered up and stuff like that, and it just blows away the fucking protective like screen covering the damn weak point of the monster, and then all of a sudden I could charge it up and just kill the damn thing. But yeah, when you go forth and you face off against your first couple of Emmys and stuff, it's that sense of kind of like, okay, how the hell am I going to kill this thing? It's like that frantic sort of thing until you finally realize, oh, okay, I could do it this way. Or hey, you know what? He'll try to dodge and stuff, and yeah, I did miss a couple different times with that damn gun and got killed a couple different times because I didn't think about aiming a specific way before the damn monster came towards me. But even though I haven't played a lot of Metroid Dread throughout the week, I really love how the world feels, the world like feels, the atmosphere of the game itself feels fairly fairly like kind of well, it feels very like tense in that regards. I got that good sense of atmosphere right away with like being chased by a lot of these enemy robots in the beginning, and then going through, you get that big old first boss battle and stuff like that. It felt epic. It felt more rewarding than I thought it had a chance it should have been. Going from like that to another Metroidvania style of game, I started playing a little bit more of Castlevania Advance, and what's kind of hilarious about it is I played through Circle of the Moon again. And quintessentially, I spent a good solid 10 hours of it. And let me tell you why. Because I decided this playthrough, I wanted to try to follow exactly what some of the trophy counts have on this one, to where I wanted to collect all the cards and explore the whole gauntlet area of that entire game, like in that specific portion of like towards the end of the game, because I've never done that before. I will successfully say that yes, I have done that now. I've collected all of the DSS cards from the attributes and like the various like creatures and stuff like that. What was funny about this is like towards the end of the game, I knew I was underleveled. I had just beaten like the third to the last boss, right? And I was severely underleveled going to a specific part. And there was this enemy that kept on killing me, right? It was entirely powerful, and I could not figure out how I was going to kill this thing because it was blocking a specific point to where I would go back and forth with a warp area. And it's basically as a generic name, it's called Devil, right? But it has 10,000 experience points. And so here I am at level 37, right? And the initial point to be to tackle the next boss was like 45. And I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck am I going to get to that initial point? So I spent a good couple of like hours grinding on another couple enemies of a different area. It's called Legion, right? This monster gives up like about 420 like experience points, which is kind of hilarious when I think about it. But I grinded around this area. Then I went over and I discovered something in regards to a combination of a DSS card thing. I found out that if you use the Uranus card, like that card that you get, and you equipped it to the Cockatrace card, you get to do like a you can do like a quarter circle and then press the attack button, and it launches a freaking super attack, right? And so because I was such a high level and stuff, I was able to use a special attack to summon a cockatrice, and literally it'll fill the entire screen with all these projectiles and all those other, like these rocks and stuff. It'll sometimes turns the enemies to stone. I put two and two together. It's like, you know what? I should use this damn thing in order to grind on that 10,000 experience enemy. And so I did just that. And I spent a couple hours until I finally got to like level 61.
Jeez.
Granted, it took me a couple of hours across a couple different days, and I didn't do it all in one chunk, mind you. But while in the middle of doing that, I started realizing it's like, okay, it's time to summon the super chicken. That's exactly what I started calling it. It's like, okay, it's super chicken time. The entire fucking
The
cockatrice.
power of your cock and your anus fucking destroyed it.
That's one way to look at it too. But oh god, I went through the last portion of that game, the second to the last boss. It was so hilarious because I was at that point and stuff to where I just basically did 3 summons with the cockatrice and it just defeated the enemy just like that. So you just have this big old elaborate summon that just takes like maybe 5 or 10 seconds to go forth, and I do the quick like command again and do another 10 seconds and then another 10 seconds, and so I beat the damn thing in like no less than a minute. But the final boss with Dracula in his 2 forms, I got that one pretty much down pat and stuff like that, to where first form's fine, second form you have to go through, and I did a couple of the summons, did this and that. Okay, so once I finally beat him, I looked at the trophy thing and it's like, you know what? I've also never did something before in this game. I never beat the game on Magician mode. And so what Magician mode is your intelligence gets boosted like colossally. Like you'll start off with like maybe 100 points in almost each stat when you start the game initially. For intelligence, like for that magician mode, you start off with 400 inside the intelligence stuff. And basically, since I have all the cards already unlocked from the get-go, I get to take advantage of like certain attacks and certain things at the beginning part of the game like I didn't when I first started it. So I can use the super chicken whenever I feel like, quintessentially. And I'm happy to say, though, I'm almost halfway through the game again,
Nice.
and using the Super Chicken and also the freaking Thunderbird summon and stuff, which the Thunderbird is,
Zapdos, got it.
yeah, pretty much just like a Zapdos, right? But instead of doing like horizontal attacks, it does like up and down, like vertical attacks and stuff like that to get the higher, like the flying enemies and stuff. But yeah, like I said, man, I had a good week in regards to playing a lot of interesting, like fun games in that regards. But also, it feels nice playing through a game I'm familiar with.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to go back to an old game. All right, okay, was that all you've been playing?
Yep.
All right, cool. I've only been playing a little bit this week. I played a decent amount the last couple of days. One game, but real fast. I talked about it a couple weeks ago. I did pick up Alan Wake the Remastered Edition. Uh, Only played like an hour of it so far. Just not, man. I love that game back in the day. I'm just not vibing with someone. It's kind of that issue where like we're in where it's like like that era of those games where it's like they don't age super, like they're in that middle, like they're better than like technically better than, like they run better, they play better, they look better than like the generation before them. But it's like, man, we've come so far, especially like post Control. It's just Remedy made this game as well. It's kind of, Alan Wake is a game that kind of really put them on the map. Um, Coming out of Control, loving that game, and it plays so much better, and it runs so much better. It's a
Right.
much better game. And going back playing this one, it's like I loved it back in the day. I think it's a 2009 game. I was like, man, I'm like I said, I've only played like an hour. I want to keep playing it, but it's just like, it doesn't. It's just not as fun to play as it was. It was never like, it wasn't Call of Duty back then. It wasn't like top notch game all the time, but like
Right.
it definitely feels a lot older now. You're not like, didn't age as well as we'd hoped. But I want to keep playing a little bit more. But so far, but I'm not jonesing to keep playing it. But I want to jump back to play it. And then the other thing I've been playing, we talked all about Game Pass and raving about that earlier, pretty much all year. But uh, Back for Blood came out day one on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Turtle Rock studio. They originally were the original creators of Left 4 Dead. They're ones that kind of created this kind of game mode, of 4-player co-op, trying to get through sections, get to a safe room of defeating zombies. And it's kind of been a dead area for a long time, where like end of the 2000s, early 2010s, where this mode got big, and it was everybody was doing zombies and everybody was doing the Left 4 Dead style multiplayer game, and kind of came and went, and they went away. They made Evolved. No one liked Evolved, and then that kind of that game style kind of just went away. And now it's funny, like the last year or so, I was like, we've seen a lot of these style of games now pop back up again, and they kind of come and gone. Like Aliens had their own version like a month ago. I think Redfall's coming out next year. There's
Mm-hmm.
another one coming out that just came out recently as well. I can't remember what it's called. And then we had another one that was an alien, that was a Left 4 Dead style game, but it was like with aliens, not the IP movie Aliens, but with actual like aliens shit.
Right.
But I think that game just wasn't as great. But we kind of seen a resurgence of that. But I put about 4.5 hours in this so far. I played for a little bit on Tuesday and then bunch last night and today. Um, I am really mixed in this game. I really like playing this game. I love playing this game a lot. I love the card system they added in this. They've done a lot, like they've done a lot of really cool stuff where they've added like kind of almost like a roguelike mechanics to it and added card system to it.
Okay.
So like a lot of stuff that goes on with this game, like a lot of positives here first. We're like game runs way better. And it's a very well made first person shooter. It's not like, don't get me wrong, it's not like a technical masterpiece. Like it's not like a Call of Duty or anything like that. Like it's not going to be on that scale of like how well it runs or how well it looks or all that. But like like Left 4 Dead back in the day was kind of a janky first person shooter game, and
Right.
this feels like a pretty good, well above average first person shooter game. This doesn't feel like a B level or like a tier below shooter game. It just runs really well. It works really well. Some of the cool stuff they added to this though, like what's Left 4 Dead, where you have an act, each there's acts. There's 4 acts, and in each act there are different sections. There are stages, chapters, whatever you want to call them. Like Act 1 has like 10 stages in them. I think Act 2 has 8. You could see them on the loading screen, but there's decent amount. There's over 30 stages in all. There's actually a little bit of a campaign to it. So like, in each stage is 6 to 12 minutes, give or take, depending on just how much you want to like roam around. There's like so much to do. And this is kind of where like the roguelike mechanics come to it. When you start a run, the cool thing is like you use these like cards, and like you find these weapons, and you can like you can get copper, which is basically the money you can use in a run to buy upgrades or buy ammo or buy grenades or health packs, or buy like you'll get random like things you can do, like you'll reload faster, or your team will have better health, or blah blah. There's so many different things. It's all random. Every stage, when you start a new stage, because at the end of every stage you gotta get to a safe room. You have a goal in this stage. At the end, get to the safe room, and then when you start the next run, you're still in that safe room. And there's like a little thing you can go into, and you can
Right.
buy with the copper you earn. And every stage has like random goals you gotta do. Like they'll give you like get through this without any of your teammates getting knocked down, or everybody survives, or um, get through it in 12 minutes or less, kind of things. Like there's always different goals you can earn extra copper. That copper only lasts during that run. If you uh, if you fail, you that run ends. You don't take any of that stuff along with you, and you get to keep the weapons you use. Like there's stats to the guns you can use, and there's all kinds. There's different characters you can have, and each character brings different boosts, and they are better with certain weapons.
Right.
But like like there's one character, like he gives everybody an extra 10%. I think ammo capacity, or like one character like uh, better health, more stamina. Like each there's you start with 4 and you have to unlock more as you go. Like I said, like it really is like a roguelike where you failed this run, it's over. But the cool thing is though, you can if you say you get to stage 8 of Act 1 and you fail the run, the next run you can start at stage 8 now, but you don't get to carry over the stuff. And another cool thing is, so they have this card system where you can build your own deck and you can put up to 15 cards in there. And as you play the game more, you're able to buy more cards, and each card has different mechanics it can add or different things it can do. Boost it does. Where like it has plus 5 health, plus 10 stamina. Um, you instead of like you have like your melee attack instead of punching, you have a knife, or like, and you can use these all together to like stack like people like if you run through the game with like melee weapons like with a barbed wire baseball bat or an axe, you can add more stamina because like using those takes stamina or use a shotgun you can use it so like you carry more shotgun ammo and your shotguns do more damage. Basically, there's like a strategy to it, even like a card game where like you're building a deck, you want to build a strategy to work in your best in your favor, depending on how you want to play it. Um, and after every stage you beat, you get to you get to pick a new card, and so you can stack different like different boosts as well. So like, I was playing through a run, I beat the whole first act so far, and you like, all right, cool. So you get to pick between these five. Pick one of these five, and it starts off you pick three, um, and then you get to pick after that. You get to pick one each time after that. So like I keep stacking like, and only like some of these will affect the whole team. Some will only affect you. Most of them really only affect you. So like my health is like super high, or I have way more stamina, so I can run, which is really come to find out pretty important sometimes in some of these because that's your stamina is what you need to run or use your melee or whatever. And like there's like different strategies. Like one of the things I like to add and like right away, and like in the order you put them in your deck is how early you can get to them. So like the first one I put, we'll put like more like it's like a copper one where like more copper will show up, and then the second one I'll put in is like you can see where copper is on the map. Like not there's no mini map, but you can like it'll highlight
Mm.
on your screen where it is. Um, and then like also like your people you're playing with will like point out like ammo or guns or copper as well. So you're finding more copper, which will buy you more upgrades or buy you more valuable items, or you can buy better guns or buy attachments for your guns. As you grow and like I said, you keep growing more and more and more and finding more weapons and better stuff like that. Um, so like I found like a really good strategy. Like I get those right away. Then I have like my third card is like it gives you an extra life. So if you do fail a
Right.
run, you get one more attempt to beat that again. And then but like I say, it's like a one man or an extra life in Mario where you die again and it's over kind of thing. And then after that, like I have the one where I could change my melee instead of I'm punching, I have a knife, so the knife one hit kills. And then after that, I have it where the if anytime you kill an enemy with the melee with the knife or whatever, you add a little bit of health. So it's not a lot of health, but it gives you a little bit of health boost, which is really important because a cool thing is like when you're reloading and you like stop to like you're being surrounded, you can stop the melee and you're so instead of punching, where punching just pushes them back. Now you have a knife, one hit kills them. And the cool thing is, if you're in the middle of reload and you gotta stop the melee, it doesn't disrupt the melee. So then you're halfway through the reload, you melee a couple guys, you gain a little bit of health now because I have that melee card or the health card for killing people with the melee, and I didn't break up my melee. Or I didn't break up my reload. So it's like it's all about like building up and like finding those things, and I'm on top of that I'm like adding like a bunch of extra health, or I'm adding ammo capacity, or there's just so many different cool ways. And like there's a bunch of other decks out there I'm sure people have, but that's kind of the deck I built. I haven't unlocked a lot of cards because like as you beat levels, like you beat them on different difficulty levels, or you do like certain each stage will give you different things you can do, and as you beat them and you like complete these extra bonus things you can do, you earn more supply points, which supply points you use to buy more cards. And then also doing all this, you unlock new characters and unlock new like outfits you can wear. But the big problem is, and I didn't realize this at the time, so I was playing solo mode instead of playing. Uh, so you could play online with one other person and then have two
Right.
bots with you, and that's totally fine. But if you're playing solo mode, anything you do in that does not count towards anything else.
Mm.
So you could do a run in there. I beat the first act on solo mode with 3 bots with me, but the problem is it doesn't count. None of your stats count. So none of your stats count. So it doesn't count towards achievements. It doesn't count towards you earn 0 supply points. You don't earn any new characters. Uh, you don't unlock any new skins. Anything. So like everything you do in solo mode does nothing. It unlocks absolutely zilch, nada. The only thing it does is like you can maybe strategize with it, and you can play through the whole game technically this way by doing it, but you don't get to actually see or do anything else. Like there's no benefit to doing it other than just playing through the main game. Which if that's all you want to do, that's fine. But like, um, yeah, there's just not a lot of point to doing it, which I didn't realize. And to be fair, there is a pop up at the beginning that I just. But when I first started, it was the first thing I did when I started the game. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play through on solo because I did that with like Left 4 Dead originally. I beat the whole thing by myself um, originally, and then I would play it multiple times over and over again with my friends. This has way more content, way more stages to it, but what sucks is like, like I mean, on that one there wasn't like you didn't unlock new weapons, you didn't unlock new characters. There was nothing to unlock in that. But like this, there's so much stuff to unlock, and then come to find out, you gain nothing. Not even like stats to add to achievements, or even stats to add to unlock new skins or anything. You literally benefit nothing from doing it at all, and that was a big bummer because it probably took me a good 2-3 hours to probably about 2 hours beat Act One. I did do some online, but I was playing with randos, which not great because like Left 4 Dead is definitely like that's like it's like you run off by yourself or you get ahead of everybody or you want to go explore a little bit because that is some of the benefits where like it's different from Left 4 Dead where like Left 4 Dead it's like just get to just you want to just get to the safe room. You don't want to fuck around too much if you don't have to. This like exploring the levels, exploring the stages, you're gonna find like safe like our extra rooms that are locked that you can use to unlock, and you can find all these different like better weapons, more copper, uh, uh, um, uh, Molotov cocktails, health kits, stuff like that. There's so much more to like. You're not just going point A to B. You're just like you want to explore a little bit. So you guys to work together. You can't just run off on your own because you're gonna get fucked up. Um, but yeah, I mean like overall like just but like getting into like playing the game it is fucking awesome. I love playing this game. It is really good. I have fun playing this game. It just sucks playing solo when it's like there's zero reason to play this because like I'm not getting anything else, and like the AI bots are incredibly stupid. Where like they like there's like they have a lot of like the enemies from Left 4 Dead. There's like the witch type character. There's the boomer type character.
Right.
There's the one that like will like hit you with the tongue and like just bring you in kind of character. Like a lot of the characters Um, it'll be frustrating is like playing with bots where it's um like there's one character that'll grab you and take you away, and then but like my bots will be standing just looking at me while it's taking away, not doing anything at all. Or like there's the one that pounces you and like hits you, and they won't stop hitting you until you die or like they get shot by one of your partners, and they'll just be standing there not doing anything. Like they're really good at killing like like zombies and shit like that. They're very good at that. But like when it comes to like doing specific things, they just can't do it. Like some missions require you to like carry this like this case to like bring to somebody else to help heal somebody. And while you're holding the case, you can only melee attack. You can't shoot. You can put it down, pick it up anytime you want, but it's just kind of an annoying hassle. Well, none of your bots can do that for you. So you're playing solo. You got to carry it, and also you're gonna do most of the work. So like I was constantly like meleeing, fucking hitting people with knives, and like I constantly had to set it down to like attack people and shoot people. So it just made it more frustrating. Or like um, there are like sections where like you have to like barricade the room you're in. Well, there's 4 different windows to barricade, and you got to do it. You got to go run over, grab the wood, go over and barricade the window 2 or 3 times before it's fully barricaded and blocked from zombies getting in. Well, you got 2 minutes to do it in, and it's a big library that you're in with multiple floors. You got to like some of the windows like they're purposely hard to find. So I'm trying to do this all by myself in like a 2 minute stretch, and then like if you don't do it in 2 minutes or whatever, the horde of zombies come through the open windows, and then you gotta fight them off, and then you gotta find them real fast. It's just shit like that. It's just very frustrating where it's just like playing with the ball. So like you can so like if you don't have a full team and you don't want to play randos, but you, like they're saying there's like just Gables and I want to play this game. Like
Right.
you and I can play the game. We will progress. We'll earn supply points to unlock
Right. Right.
new cards. You can play with two bots, which is totally fine. And like, or you can so you don't as long as you have one other person, it's fine. Obviously, this game is obviously built for four-player co-op. It's just frustrating though, where it's like why who thought this was okay to do? Um, like why would anybody think like, oh, let's just make solo mode essentially the tutorial mode where they get nothing out of this. And I guess Turtle Rock did put out a tweet saying that they've heard the frustration and they're working on something to fix a lot of this, but they didn't really give a lot of detail on what they mean by fixing this, and there's no timeline on when this is going to change. So um, that kind of put a damper because I was like playing through it and it could click. I was really enjoying it. I want to keep playing it. I want to beat the whole campaign on solo, but then it's like, oh, I'm there's no purpose whatsoever of me playing this because I'm not earning anything for doing it, which is the whole point of this fucking thing. Uh, then I'm just gonna wait until they fix it, or until I have like a person or a team I can play through this game with other friends and play through this because there's some really cool moments. I the campaign they've actually like made shit like kind of like there's actually like a little bit of a story to it, like not much, very little, very small. But they do like there is like a little more purpose to what you're doing. You're not just trying to get to A to B. Like the old Left 4 Dead's or whatever. It's like there's just four different areas with four different sections in each. You're just trying to get to this end, but with no real purpose. Like other than at the end, you're trying to get in a boat or get in a plane or get in a helicopter. But there's never really like a, you're never really given a purpose other than well just survive. But I think they're adding cutscenes and little story stuff to it. The characters have a personality, so they're giving you more of a reason. Which it's not awesome, but it's like the cutscenes are very very well done. But I like that, and there's like a really cool like Shaun of the Dead moment, which Shaun of the Dead, one of my all-time favorite movies, and the scene from Shaun of the Dead. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. Gables, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Gables, do you know the bar scene from Shaun of the Dead I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Have you never seen Shaun of the Dead?
No, I haven't.
We're pausing this. I'm pausing it. Hey, we're back. So I had to stop and make Gables watch that scene. Pretty awesome, right?
Yes.
The don't. Yeah. Okay. Well, it also helps that "Don't Stop Me Now" is my all-time favorite song ever, and Queen's my favorite band of all time as well. But yeah, I love that. I love that scene. Makes me laugh every single fucking time. Um, also brings me a little tears in my eye because fucking goddamn Freddie Mercury and "Don't Stop Me Now." Oh boy. But anyways, there is a part in Back for Blood. I almost forgot the whole purpose of why I brought this up and made you watch that scene. I was so excited about that scene. I made you watch. So there's a part in this game where you're in a bar and like there's a truck trying to like unload or load up a bus with like a bunch of the characters in like an area you're in. So you
Yeah.
got to distract the zombies in the area. So you got to put the jukebox on.
Oh
You
my
turn the
god.
jukebox on. I didn't realize this actually until later on that there are multiple songs it plays. So they'll do like the click click boom song. It will
What?
do oh god, Wipeout. It'll do Wipeout. There's a couple of songs, but mine did Ace of Spades, which was fucking incredible. So it was like 5 minutes of me, like you're just like the zombies are going in like and like because you're in a bar and they're all fucking swarming on you and you're fighting them off, and I loved it. I had a fucking blast when this happened. Just fucking goddamn Lenny fucking singing Ace of Spades. I was going, oh, Motorhead. Oh my god, it was awesome. And just fighting this off. I just wish they could have done Don't Stop Me Now. That would have been perfect. It would have been too perfect. Maybe too perfect.
It
But
would have made your
yeah,
moment the entire
I
year, that's for sure.
what was that?
I said it would have made your moment the entire year, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, the automatic game of the year. If that would happen to me. But yeah, it was so fucking cool. One of my favorite moments of gaming this year when I got to that part and I said turn the jukebox on. I'm like, okay, and then fucking like and I'm like, oh my god, really? Like who knew they had the budget for Motorhead? But yeah, it was yeah. But like I said, they have a bunch of other songs too. I'll pop up and play. But yeah, yeah, it was awesome. There's so many cool things about this game. Like I said, the biggest like frustration is just the solo part. But hopefully I get that fixed soon.
Yes.
I do want to. I'm gonna keep playing it. I want to keep playing it because It's a fucking blast to play. I definitely want at least. This is like definitely one of those games like I want to get some people together on Extra Life and play. Perfect timing for this game to come out. It's a couple weeks for Extra Life, because yeah, that game will be a fucking blast, I think. But I will say this though, if you're playing this, you're playing with friends, don't feel bad to put it on recruit, which is the easiest setting, because I feel like this game is definitely made for you to like. I feel like recruit is like the normal mode, not easy mode,
Right.
because it is fucking hard. Even on I can't remember what the second option is, the middle option, but my god, it is incredibly difficult, even with 4 players working somewhat together. So yeah, put this on recruit, which is the easiest mode, because yeah, it's definitely made for that. And I think you want to, as you earn more shit and get better cards, then you're supposed to go back and beat it, and there's like the top mode after that. But yeah, this game is incredible so far. It is living up to the hype. It's definitely filling that void I've had for 12 years now, 13 years now for um, a Left 4 Dead style game. So yeah, I'm having a blast with it. But like I said, definitely a game. If you have friends to play with, definitely no reason not to play this. It's on Game Pass. Check it out. Fucking awesome game. But yeah, anyways, this is our podcast, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this show, please check us out everywhere that we're on. Like, share, subscribe, follow, 5 stars, leave comments. Biggest thing you do, shares. Really, really is. And everywhere we're at, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, um, any of those places. We're on a lot of other places too. Check the show notes. We have links to all our places we're in. Extra-life.org. All those places. We really would appreciate you doing that for us because it helps us out. And the algorithm helps us get better. More people will see us if you do those things. So yeah, I was host. I was Tyler.
And I have been Colonel Gables. Until next time, everyone, have yourself a good day. Definitely play some video games. And thank you for listening to another fun filled episode of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
And hey, Gables,
Mm-hmm.
don't stop me now.
Don't stop me now.
Let's have a good time.
Because we're having a
But
good time, having a good time.
a shooting star already. Oh God, no, that's not, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go watch Shaun of the Dead after this now. Anyways, bye guys.
See ya.